Okay, so for the next couple of videos here on Football 101, we're strictly going to be talking about summer training camp, two-a-days, whatever you want to call it. But I figured it'd be a great time to talk about training camp when it's just a few weeks away. Everybody's training camp kind of starts at different times, but in general, since the football season is getting ready to pretty much start up, my personal beliefs about training camp, the game of football doesn't actually start till training camp begins, and it doesn't. Football, in my opinion, doesn't. It doesn't start in spring practice. It doesn't start with 7-on-7. It really does start in the summer months of late July and early August when you start strapping up the pads and you get closer to game day. That's probably and the great thing about training camp is it is that next step closer to the next season, and a lot of football players are anxious. The ones that want the game so much, you want to win bad. It's just that extra step you have to do to get to the games, and that's what's fun about football is the games, of course. But practice and summer training camp are probably the least favorite. You probably can't find a football player out there today that says they love doing wind sprints and up downs on a hot summer day. I mean, if you're that person, then you might be a little crazy in the head. But I think a lot of football players are kind of got a wire loose somewhere. I think we all do. But it's a tough time out there. Being in the summer heat. Practicing at whatever times, early morning. It's hard in the summer because you're used to sleeping in, and you're not used to running a lot. Maybe you haven't worked out a lot, and that's kind of what I'm going to focus on in this video, is just to kind of talk about the conditioning and how important that is to carry over into the fall camp. But with this next couple of videos in this series, I'm going to be going over a couple different topics. Some of my kind of beliefs behind this and some of the videos that I'm going to be coming out with. One of my main beliefs about summer camp, 2 days, whatever, I kind of come up with a saying here. If you survive the summer, you'll be great in the fall. And that's a video I'm wanting to kind of talk about. It's going to be a very deep and entailed video about kind of, what your mindset should be going into summer camp, a training camp 2 days. You'll want to definitely stay, watch out for that video. I'll do some different drills that you can do in the meantime. If camp's getting close and you haven't really, and maybe let's hope that you worked out some over the break. The time that you've been off from football, hopefully you've done some things. I'll have a video kind of about some simple agility drills that kind of get you back into the shape of game mode. Not necessarily in the shape that you'll get out there, but stuff you can do on your own that's great for anybody. As we talk about, and the main topic of this episode is going to be about the conditioning, and conditioning is probably the most important thing that you should be up to speed with when you go into summer camp. It's hard with schedules sometime in the summer. Maybe you've gone on vacation, haven't had a whole lot of time to work out, but I never really had that problem. I was always, whenever the weight room was open in the summer, I was in there lifting weights, running when I can. I would do wind sprints on the football field, would just try to do anything to make sure that I just wasn't completely dead after the first day, and that's usually the first day is usually the hardest. But getting accustomed to getting back to game speed, as far as being able to be at your top performance, it does take work throughout the whole summer. It's not good to take time off. I mean, you don't have to do it every day per se, but 3 times a week is great because if you can build that up and then start to get a little more near the end of training camp to where or the start of training camp, I should say. If you start to build up right before, it'll be great for you to go into training camp ready to go. So, and then with the drill video I was talking about, I'll show some things that you can do that are good workouts you can do on your own, whether you do it in your yard or if you do have access to your facilities, you can do some simple drills like that. But conditioning is probably the best part. If you're going in, that's probably the best part that's going to help you along the way to survive summer camp. With lifting weights, my personal belief about lifting weights, because with football season and kind of how it rotates the off season, the off season should be where you're making your biggest gains. When it starts getting closer to the season, you may not be in the weight room as much. Say if you only have access to your school's facility or wherever you may be. I think it's important to just stay consistent. If you're a younger football player, then you may not need to lift as much. But as it gets on down the line, lifting weights is very important. It doesn't always work for everybody. As far as some youth levels, you don't need it. But when it does get more competitive, say in the high school levels, it's important to stay consistent throughout the summer. And then in season, we'll probably talk about that at some point as far as weightlifting. But it's just important to be consistent with your lifting. Don't slack off any, but kind of stay in your range that you were at. The last time you maxed out, or just to keep your strength up. And I'll also do a video on some exercises you can do that are just great for keeping your overall strength together. But conditioning, like I said, probably the most vital part. And it'll probably be, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up now, but I'll talk a little bit more about conditioning and, in some of those other videos. This was just kind of getting our feet wet as far as getting into summer camp, because there's a lot to it. So with that in mind, if you guys have any more ideas of stuff I can do about summer camp, if you have any video ideas I can do, leave them down in the comments below. But that's going to do it for now. Be sure to subscribe. Watch out for the other Football 101 videos. And I should say also that these videos are going to come out with a more consistent basis now that it's getting closer. I'm going to probably maybe try 2 or 3 uploads a week in this series, because I have been doing it just week by week on Mondays. So it may try to go to Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So really, I can probably have content out every 5 days of the week throughout both my channels. So that'd be great if I can manage that. But we'll see. There will be more frequent uploads here coming up. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.